this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing a rainbow look today. I'm so excited. I have an idea in mind, but I'm going to do eyes first, then I will do my entire face off camera so you don't have to see the boring parts. And let's just get started. I'm going to prime my lids. I have the Too Faced Glitter Glue Primer, but I'm not technically using glitters today. I'm going to prime my lids with this L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer because this is the shade 325 Eggshell and it's way too light for me right now. So if I put it on my lids, I think it'll just make the shadows pop. And lo and behold, I'm not going to set it down before I put shadow on. I'm going to use as many eye brushes as we need. I have all of my Morphe, I have all of my Sigma in front of me, ready to use. So let's get into it. I think we're going to start by just putting this straight on the lid. Don't need much. And I am going to pat it out with my finger. So this is going to cancel out any of the redness on my lid. It's going to make it brighter. It's the same idea as putting white nail polish on before you apply color, and hopefully the color stands out more. I'm not blending it out, I'm just kind of pressing the primer on, or the concealer. Whoa, crazy brightness. So again, face will be done after. So here's the plan. I'm going to start with pink eyeshadow in the crease. And we might have to do a cut crease. I don't know. We'll see. But let's start with pink. So I'm using a clean E35 tapered blending brush. I've got 3 palettes in front of me. The first palette I'm using is my Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette for this wonderful pink right here in the middle. So this is the shade Cavity. So now with all of these shades, I am applying the product to the brush and then tapping it off. So let's just put it right on top of my eye. And unfortunately, this concealer is already creasing. But that's okay because I'm just going to go in right in that crease area and apply the color. So I'm just going to do that to both eyes first. And you will notice I am steering away from the inner corner. And the other shades, because it's going to be rainbow, they should blend well into one another. So I may have to use a wet brush, but we'll apply them with a dry brush first just to see if that works. And I really want these shades to have full impact. So I'm just going to keep packing on the color. And it's perfect because I have this tendency to always do my face makeup first. So as long as you do your eye makeup, honestly, it doesn't matter what falls on your face. Just wipe it off with the makeup wipe and you're good to go. So I can go in completely unafraid of ruining the rest of my makeup. And I want this to be the brightest possible impact color. So we're going to keep putting it on. And I figured for this video, because it is a rainbow eye makeup tutorial, I figured it would be easier to just do the rest of my face makeup off of camera. Then that way all you get to see is like how I apply the eyeshadow. So I think that is really a really good idea. And I've just been into the colorful rainbow looks lately, as you can tell because I've posted, or will have posted by the time this video gets posted, a couple of other colorful tutorials. Okay, so I think that is sufficiently pink. It's almost like a purple pink, but that's okay because the yellow, orange, and red shades will kind of make it look more pink. So I'm going in next with my Zulu palette by Juvia's. And I think this is one of the first palettes I ever got after my BH, my first BH palette. And this is from Ulta, so I can't find it here in Canada anywhere. But it was really cheap. I think it was only like $15, so really cheap for an eyeshadow. And we're going to need a very small brush for this. So I'm actually going to go in with a pencil brush. This is the Morphe M321. And usually, just as a tip for you guys, if you do want to use a lot of color with your brushes, I'm going to keep these aside because obviously this kind of color stains my brush, especially if they're white. So I'll keep them aside, and as soon as I'm done this look, I go and wash them quickly just so that stain doesn't stay there, and then the next time I go do my makeup, if it's a neutral look, I don't have to worry about cleaning them after. So let's start by applying some MAC Fix Plus to my brush. So again, this is the pencil brush. And I'm going to dip it into this bright yellow shade right here. So this is really the only, like, to date, like right now, this is really the only bright yellow shade I own. And I need some more yellow shades. So this is kind of the part where I might need a cut crease, but I'm just going to go right in and see how this yellow does. I think I can get away with not having to use a concealer, like a cut crease, because I think this yellow is going on quite nice. And then we're going to do an orange. So we're going to take another brush. This is a little bit bigger now. This is the Morphe E18. Again, I'm going to wet my brush. And now we're going into this bright matte orange shade here. And we will go back in later and blend all of the colors together. We're just going to have to go back in with previous brushes and blend. Okay, we're going to take a fourth brush now. And I'm going to go into the red shade here. So now I'm using my E57 by Sigma, my firm shader. I'm wetting the brush. I'm dipping it into this bright red matte shade here. I'm probably going to have to go over that orange and yellow again once they dry. So there's the red. And then with the pink, we're going to apply pink right next to the red and then blend in the purple. But I think I won't be able to use the same large brush. So we're going to use a different brush again. I'm going into the medium sweeper now, the E54. I'm going to dip it into Cavity from the Blood Sugar palette once again. Tap off the brush and then just blend over that red a little bit on the corner. Add the pink shade. And then we're going to add a purple. And we're going to again try to use the shade from the Juvia's Place palette here. So actually, let's try using my E45 small tapered blending brush by Sigma. I'm going to dip it into this purple. I'm going to try using this dry, wetting the brush because I don't want to make a huge mess. And I want to see how well this goes on here. Actually, it's working quite nice dry. We might go over the other shades dry again and see how they go on. This is actually looking really pretty. Okay, so I'm kind of bringing it up into the crease a bit, but we can blend it out with that pink shade once again. And I just want to focus on blending those shades a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with my first brush with the yellow. I almost find once you wet the brush, it leaves like this big chunkiness behind, so just be aware of that. You might get a better payoff if you try using it dry. I don't know. But I'm just stamping on the color right now, and the little particles that are kind of stuck there are falling away as it dries. And I'm blending it into the orange. Now going into the doing the same thing. And I'm just trying to stamp the color on. I might actually try using a clean dry brush now. I'm going to use my E30 pencil brush by Sigma and go into the orange and try putting it on dry because I feel like that color is just coming off. Yes, this is working much better. So try using these shades dry if you have this palette or a similar palette. Another palette that would have very similar probably payoff would be the new Morphe Live-In Color palette. I'd be very interested to get my hands on that one as well. And their new brush set, the rainbow brush set, I love that. That's like just so pretty. I might do the same thing with the yellow color because it feels like it's going on better dry. And you kind of have to go back into the yellow anyway just to blend it into the orange here. And again with the red, so I'm using the Morphe E36 now. It's a really tiny pencil brush. So we'll take some of the red dry, blend it into the orange. So here's a Costco Beauty Professional brush. We're going to go back into Cavity in the Blood Sugar palette. And I'm just going to blend the red and the purple together with this pink. And also kind of that purple in the crease. And then go back in with that purple brush, because we did apply that one dry, and just stamp over again. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with these Juvia colors. Like, they're really nice and they blend really, really well. Like, I'm super duper impressed. Okay. And again with that pink. And at this point, I didn't really add any more product on this little brush here. I'm just blending it out. And then I might take a clean, fluffy brush. So I will use this tiny small little fluffy brush by Morphe. This is the M506. And just blend the very outside edges of that pink shade way up here. And not really go into the purple as much. Just like so. I think that looks really, really pretty and really nicely blended, and I didn't even do a cut crease. Okay, so that is it, you guys, for the top lid. I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to do my makeup, my foundation, or primer, foundation, concealer routine, and I will do eyebrows. And I will probably line my upper and lower lash lines with a black liner. And I'm thinking specifically my Avon True Color Glimmerstick in Blackest tonight. It is waterproof, it lasts all night, and I'm probably going to end up as this is my date night look, because after all of this work, I don't know if I want to take it off right away. So we'll be right back, and then we can do the lower lash line. So we are back. I used a lot of products. I want to name them, at least so you guys, if you want to recreate the same skin look, you can use the same products or similar products, just so you know what I used. So for my skin, I started with my favorite primer. This has become my ultimate favorite. This is still the sample. I'm using it up before I buy a new one. This is the Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. This stuff is magical. It works amazing and it smells great. For foundation, I used my Tarte Double Duty Beauty Face Tape, and this is the shade 35G Medium Golden. So this I used for ultimate full coverage and for longer lasting makeup throughout the night. I did not use my color corrector for under eyes today, but I did go in with my Shape Tape, which is my ultimate favorite. You guys know this if you've been here for a while. This is the shade 27S Light Medium Sand. And then after I applied my concealer, I actually went in with my cream contour from my Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow palette. So this shade right here, which is a mess right now. So I applied my contour, I blended it out with my concealer, and then I applied my Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 4 Medium to my highlight areas, so the tops of my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, chin, and just right here. And then I went in and I set everything down with my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And I did use a very, very slight amount because I wanted that glow to really pop from underneath the makeup. And then I went in with my powder contour. So the cream contour was called Shade. The powder contour is Sculpt. And I use that just to darken up my contour area, so the perimeter of my face, my nose, cheekbones, under my lip, and my jaw. So I really added a lot to my neck and underneath my jaw today. And then I can continue going on and on. For highlight, I did highlight everything except for around my eye area, which we'll do after eyes are finished. And for liner, I did use my Avon True Color Glimmerstick in Blackest Night, I believe it's called. And for blush, I used my Tarte Life of the Party blush palette, and just all three of these colors, I mixed them together and popped it on my cheeks. And that is that for face products. So now we can get finished with the under eye. And I'm a little nervous because I don't want to mess it up. Once you've got this part done, I don't want to mess anything up. So what we're gonna do is try to use smaller brushes, but basically I've used all my small brushes and they all have like yellow, orange, and red on them. So I'm gonna go in and make sure you tap off your brush once you're done. I'm gonna go in with my purple, tap it off, and now we're very gently going to bring the purple from above down just on the edge, on the outside corner of the lower lash line. And just in case you're worried about getting any product down like a little bit lower below the lash line, a good trick is to take a brush and just put some powder where you're not putting eyeshadow, because that will in effect allow you to sweep it away a lot easier if some does fall there. So that's what we're going to do. And then we can just wipe it away after. Okay. After I've powdered my clothes, so let's go back in. We're going to dip it into the purple again. And bring it down into the lower lash line. And at the same time, you can kind of darken up in the outside corner there. So I'm bringing it a little further in than I would normally because we're going to blend it in with the blue. So that is applied. I'm going to keep the brush handy because we're going to need it anyway. And now on this very, very small brush, this is actually a Bow-Kashi. It's B-E-A-U. The last name is, or maybe it's Gashi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I think it's a G. G-A-C-H-I-S. Bow-Kashi. Anyway, I got this from an Ipsy Glam bag. And I'm going in now to the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. And I'm going to take the shade Blue Monday here. And we're going to bring it a little bit further in, and I'm not wetting the brush. So I'm going to push it into the lash line and also at the same time blend it into the purple. So at this point, it should be right underneath the red and the orange that are on the top lash line. And so we'll apply the blue and then we'll go back in with the previous brush and just blend the blue and the purple together. So I'm taking the purple brush and now we're going to take another brush. So now I'm using, I don't even know which one this is called, an Aisling Organics brush 389. It's probably a concealer brush, but I'm using it to apply a teal shade now. So I'm going to use Blue Blood again, and I'm going to go in with Flourishing, which is the darkest teal shade in the palette. That is a matte. Tap off the brush and push it into Blue Monday. And I really want that color to show up because it could get lost between the green that we'll apply next and the blue, but we might have to go back over it after we're all done. So the very last shade is going to be a green shade, and I'm just going to go in to the Juvia's place again and use this sparkle green. So this is the only sparkle color I'm using. Technically, I do have a matte green in the Alien palette, but it's a little light for what I'm going for. So with this one, I'm using this tiny Morphe brush. This is the M213. It's just, it looks like a smudge brush, but it's really, really small. And I'm going to take this color on a dry brush, tap it off, and apply some of this green and drag it into the teal now. And then the yellow, we can go back in with the very first brush we used, put a little bit more yellow, and just pop it kind of on the inner corner. There should be still some concealer left, so it's going to be really bright, so it'll look like a different yellow shade than the top one, because we did kind of blend in the orange to the top. So this should be bright yellow. And technically you could put like a really bright yellow and just use it as your inner corner highlight. I'm probably still going to put some kind of white highlight over top of it. And that is rainbow. Bam! Whew. Okay, so now we're just going to tidy up the whole area. So the purple on the edge is really blown out, so I could clean it up with some clear powder. And I think we can kind of blend all of the colors together a little bit more, because the purple is very overpowering, but I wanted it to be on the outside corner because it's the darkest shade on the top, and it just makes sense to have a dark shade on the outside. I'm just going to go over all of the other colors, starting with the blue, because I think a lot of those colors kind of got overpowered with the purple. So I'm just bringing the blue up a little bit more into the purple. At this point, I think it's more about just stamping the color on instead of blending. I'm still kind of blending into each of the colors, but I don't want those colors to lose any spot on my eye. So I really want them to just kind of stay where I put them. And then last but not least, I'm just going to go over that pink shade on the top again with a clean brush. So I'm going to use a really fluffy Morphe brush. This is the M573, and just really fluff out the top here. And it is okay if the color is like way up by your brow, because we're just going to go in and highlight that area. And then I'm just going to spray the entire eye area with a setting spray that will make it last. So we can just blow this out a little bit here. That purple, and I can't get over how well these shadows blend. They are amazing, and I would be interested in looking at getting more Juvia, more Juvia palettes, because they are really, really nice. Okay, so now I'm going to just delicately blend this away. I'm going to go in with my F25. And if you wanted to, you could extend that lower lash line and make it more blown out. I feel like if I do, it's going to get away from me though. And I just want to stick with those colors. If I put mascara on the lower lash line will still kind of show, because your lower lashes really don't get that much more pizzazz. And then another thing I wanted to mention, this Too Faced Better Than Sex liner is still really, really working for me. I know that there were a lot of reviews saying that the bristles would separate and just not work, and I'm not having any issues with that. So if you guys are still interested in buying that, you should totally check it out, because for the price, like you can see, the little bristles are still really good. And I've used this almost every time I do my makeup, which is a lot, because I do my makeup sometimes once or twice a day, and it's really working still. So the only reason I'm putting some of this on the top lash line is because I am going to put lashes on. And I find that the lash glue will adhere better if there's a black line, some black liquid liner on the top lash line, because if you put it right on top of the shadow, I find it doesn't stick as well. So I'm putting not a very, very thin line, but just a little bit thicker than I normally would. I think for a look like this, for a lip, I would definitely stick to a nude lip, but you could also pull off a pink. I think pink would look really pretty because I did use pink as the base color for this look. Pink would probably be okay. And I might actually, instead of even like putting like a full nude lipstick on, I was thinking of my Morphe lipstick and then topping it with a lip gloss. I think I would actually just put on a sparkling lip gloss, such as my Buxom Plumping Lip Polish, and I'd probably do, I think either of these two colors would work. They're really sparkly pink. One of them is called Kimberly and one of them is called Erica. And I think, I don't know which one I would do. I'd probably do Erica because it's a little bit darker. We'll put that on after. Normally, like, I think it would look good too if you wanted to line your lips with like a bright pink pencil and then just put on pink lipstick. I don't really have. I probably have pink lipstick somewhere. It's just not the shade that would be really, really pretty for this look. So, yeah. What am I looking for? Mascara. So I'm going to do all of this off camera because I can't even find my mascara right now. So I'm going to quickly go off camera, do mascara, and I'm going to apply these lashes. So I haven't used these ones yet. They are the Kiss Lashes Lash Couture Triple Push-Up Collection in Bustier. And I like these for this look because the inner corner lashes will go really well with my shorter inner corner lashes, and then it slowly gets bigger and bigger as you get out. So I think it will be really, really pretty, and it'll kind of show off that yellow, orange, and red and pink better. So we'll put those on, and we will be right back. Oh, but before we go anywhere, let's quickly add some highlight to the eye. I'm going to use my E21 Smudge Brush by Sigma just to pop on a little bit of highlight. So we're going to put some on the brow bone here. This is my favorite highlight. I am in love with this highlight shade. This is just, it's called Strobe if you're wondering. I think out of all of the highlighters I have, like every single one, even the Mary Lou, it is my favorite. Okay, and then as for the inner corner, I'm just going to pop it on right on top of that yellow. And it's just going to look a little bit more bright. I think that's really, really pretty. Okay, now we'll be right back. All right, you guys, so you know what? Those last lashes did not work for me. I put them on, and not only would they just not go on, and they wouldn't stick, even though I used the same glue I've been using this whole time, they just didn't go with the look. So I went back and I used my Morphe Bel-Air lashes. These are the $4 lashes and not the premium, and they look fantastic, and they go with this look. So I think it needs one of those like really dramatic, flary, crazy lashes. It's just, it's rainbow. I love it. I've never done this before, and it is freaking fantastic. I'm in love. So I just need some rainbow earrings that are longer. You can see here I have this little rainbow, and I've got this little thunderstorm cloud, which not even gonna say it. So anyway, before I did put on mascara and lashes and all that stuff, I did spray my eyes with my Urban Decay All Nighter, just so that product would stay there and not go anywhere. And next, once everything is said and done, I would give my face a once over spray with my Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. And this does leave a lasting, I guess it makes your makeup last, but it also is a little bit dewy. So it kind of gives you a nice little glow, and that is it. I am really loving this look. I mean, wow, rainbow or what? Yeah, no, it's really, really cool. I'm proud of my accomplishments today. So I did pop on the lip gloss. You can see it on my lips. Mwah! And I am ready to go. I'm ready to go for my Saturday date night, for doing, we're going to go through our camping stuff and just have a really great family day. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful date night if you're going out. If not, have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather if it's not raining where you are. because I think for once we are rain free for a weekend, so I'm very excited. And we'll talk to you guys in my next video.